Dear students, welcome you all to the course that is Apparel Production Planning and Control. So, in the last sessions we have discussed about what is exactly the marker, what are the points to be considered while preparing the marker, what are the marker efficiency, how we can control the marker efficiency, okay, and we have seen that what is exactly the spreading techniques, what are the spreading modes are there, what are the spreading equipments are using in the apparel industry. And along with these, we have discussed about step delay, biased grain, and few more things about the marker planning. So, today's session, we will discuss about the lay lot plan. Okay, so let us see that what is exactly the lay lot planning is. Now, you can see the introduction part to the particular lay lot planning is. So, lay planning and marker making are processes that prepare and organize the work in a cutting room. So, now, for example, a customer is given the order quantities. So, nothing but, so after the prototype model to the production model, so the customer is accepted the samples which we are prepared already, and the approval is came for the bulk order. So bulk order nothing but the garments which are like the more quantities, like 1000 pieces of garments or 10,000 pieces of garments. So now, so from the prototype model, the production model, so in the production model the ordered quantity is more. So as per the quantities given, so now the customer will ask that a particular size, this many number of garments are required. So depends upon the size, so they are going to give that, so the number of garments, that is size of a particular garment, size of the particular garment, so they will ask that this many number of garments are required. So that is the quantity requirements. So the quantity requirements are going to be given as per the size, as per the color wise. So now what is exactly this lay planning and marker making is, so these both are interconnected. So as per the lay planning, as per the ordered quantity, we are going to prepare the marker. So from the marker we are going to plan for the lay. So we are going to consider what are the quantities of a particular size of the garment is. Okay. Now, they can only be carried out when production orders of the fabric include the following information, like a technical documentation of all order styles, sets of pattern pieces for all the styles, style samples, fabric specifications, and fabric samples. Okay. So, on which basis the lay planning process is going to be done? You can see here several basic parameters influencing the productivity and work efficiency have to be taken into consideration when planning work process in a cutting room. So we are going to consider so many parameters which are going to be influence the productivity and work efficiency. Productivity as well as the work efficiency. So work efficiency of a worker or a man and the productivity of a particular department or particular sieving line. So you can see that what are the parameters we are going to consider, or what are the parameters which are going to influence on the productivity and work efficiencies. So number of articles ordered for each size of a style, as I already discussed. So what are the number of articles ordered? So number of articles nothing but number of garments ordered for each size of a particular style of the garment. Then the second one is technological constraints of a spreading and the cutting process. So technological constraints nothing but how many number of lays can be done in the spreading process or in the cutting table, and what is the cutting process constraints, like what is the speed of the cutting machine, how many number of layers can be cut by a particular cutting machine is also one of the constraint while preparing the marker as well as while preparing the cut order plan. Okay, so as per the number of layers can be cut by the cutting machine, and as per the style wise, okay, as per the style wise and as per the spreading machine, what is the capacity of the spreading machine, how many number of layers can be done by the spreading machine. So by considering all these constraints, we are going to prepare the marker and layout planning and maximize the fabric utilization. So how we can maximize the fabric utilization? As I already discussed in the previous sessions, there is a marker efficiency. So how we can get the more marker efficiency? So if we use the fabric, if you utilize the fabric for the patterns or cut components more, so that you will get the more fabric utilization. Okay, so once you utilize the fabric more for the particular patterns of a garment, then the fabric utilization for the garments is going to be increased and wastage can be going to reduce. Okay, and ensuring the best use of time and manpower is one of the factors. So let us discuss one by one what are these constraints and how we can see or how we can control the productivity and work efficiency. Okay, so the first one, the number of articles ordered for each size of a style. So the number of articles ordered for each size of a style is provided by the customer. Okay, so the ordered quantity is going to be provided by the customer. This information includes, so what is the information is going to be included in these particular article orders are article orders, number of articles in each size and in each fabric quality. So the same fabric style or same fabric garment style, the fabric is going to be different. Maybe the fabric quality is going to be varied, but the style of the garment is going to be same. Okay, so in that case, how we can, and how many number of articles or how many number of garments has to be made by particular fabric quality is going to be available. And along with that, their colors also. Sometimes the patterns are same. Sometimes fabric constructional details are same, but the color of the fabric is different. Like stripes or checks, whatever the fabrics are there. So maybe the color of the checks and stripes are different, but the style of the particular pattern or the weave of the fabric is maybe similar. Okay, so in that case also, so this information is going to be given by the customer. So as per the color wise, as per the fabric quality requirement, as per the ordered quantities or ordered articles, okay, how many number of articles in each size is required. Okay, so everything is available in this particular session. So then the second one, what are the technological limits of spreading and cutting processes? Like the technological limits of a spreading and cutting processes are define the maximum practical height of the spread. Maximum practical height of the spread, nothing but how many number of plies or how many number of layers of a fabric can be possible in the spreading machine, by the spreading machine, as well as by cutting all the whatever the fabric layers are done on the cutting table. How many fabric layers can be cut by the cutting machine, also one of the major thing. So you can see that this is dependent on fabric qualities and the technical limits of cutting machines. Technical limits of the cutting machines, nothing but the shape of the knife and cutting action, other factors also there. And if the ordered quantity of articles ordered exceeds the maximum practical number of plies that may be placed on one spread, several equal spreads are going to be performed. Nothing but if the cutting machine is not capable of, like, say for example, if the cutting machine can be capable of like 15 centimeters of height of fabric spread. Now if you make 20 centimeter, then cutting machine is not capable to cut that, right? So in that case what they'll do, so what generally we are going to do is, we are going to split this, whatever the 20 centimeters of height becomes 10 centimeters of height, and 2 spreads are going to be done, and 2 times we are going to cut. Okay, so in this way we are going to get a required ordered quantity. Okay, so by splitting the spreads into 2, okay, one spread is over, like a 10 centimeters of height over, then second spread is going to be done in the second cutting table. Okay, and both together we are going to cut separately. Okay, so this is how we can going to cut the patterns or cut the cut components from the marker. Now the third one is maximizing the efficient use of the fabric. Maximizing efficient use of the fabric. So how we can maximize the usage of the fabric? By the first thing is, marker making is one of the best solution to utilize the maximum amount of fabric for the patterns. So you can see here, in marker making or making a marker, the most efficient conditions for fabric use must be taken into account. So okay, so how the fabric is going to be used? Okay, this requires pattern pieces at least to 2 articles of different sizes. For example, if the customer is asked 4 different sizes of same quality of the fabric, garments they have asked different sizes. Okay, so like a 38 size, 40, 42, 44, like that they have asked the different sizes. Now while making a marker, at least 2 sizes of a particular garment quality or garment is going to be clubbed together, and we are going to make the marker. Nothing but in one marker there are 2 sizes of garment components can be going to produce. If you club 2 sizes, like small size and maximum like a large size, say for example 38 and 44 we have clubbed together. So if you club small size and the large size, you will get maximum marker efficiency. It is preferable to combine the pattern pieces of largest and smallest size articles placed in opposite direction within one marker. Okay, and then to move the medium sizes, for example like 36 size and 42 size, both together one marker, 38 size and 44 size together one marker, 40 size and 42 size is together one marker. So if you club largest size and the smallest size together and you make the marker, so obviously by combination of the smallest size article and the largest size of article, you will get more maximum amount of marker efficiency. Okay, so that is why we need to club 2 articles of different sizes. So the different sizes also, like a smallest and largest is going to be get maximum amount of marker efficiency. Okay, so if you get maximum marker efficiency, you can say that the utilization of fabric becomes more. And the fourth one is the most efficient use of the time and manpower. How we can utilize the time and the manpower. So the most efficient use of time and manpower, it is necessary to make optimal length of marker. Optimum length marker. It should not be too lengthy marker, or it should not be very small length. Okay, so optimal length markers are very important, and the entire length of spreading table is one of the thing, and to make appropriate use of specific spreading and cutting equipments. So spreading equipments and the cutting equipments, if you use properly for particular fabric type, For example, if you use automatic spreading machine, so obviously you will get the more production and more productivity. And if you utilize a good cutting machine to cut the components from the fabric, whatever as per the marker making, so you will get the more efficiency as well as very good productivity in the particular department. So we'll see an examples of how we can plan the lathe. Okay, so you can see here an example I have given, that the ordered quantity of different sizes I have given. Now you can see that the 36 size, 38 size and 40 size, 42 size, 44 size and 46 size. There are 6 different sizes, and you can see that number 1, that is ordered quantity. Ordered quantity, nothing but number of articles are required. Number of garments should be made for particular size of the garment. So 36 size, how many number of garments are required? 38 garments are required as per the ordered quantity given by the customer. So 38, 90, 55, 63, 25 and 20 are the ordered quantities of a different sizes of a particular garment style. Now we need to prepare the marker as per the ordered quantity given by the customer. Now what we are doing is the combination of different sizes to make a marker. Like I have combined 2 different sizes, that is 36 size and 46 size. So if you club 36 size and 46 size, and we are going to utilize or we are going to use the number of plies 20. Now you see here, if you club 36 size and 46 size, what is the ordered quantity of 46 size? It is 20. So now to make or to complete the order of 46 size, what we are doing is we are going to club 46 size and 36 size. Now the 36 size ordered quantity is 38 and 46 size ordered quantity is 20. So that is what we are doing after marker making. After marker, the marker is consisting of 36 size and 46 size. So after completing the marker, we are going to lay the fabric, that is 20 plies. Okay. So after 20 plies, you can see that in the second step, 46 size is 20 garments are produced, because now you have completed that order, because 20 plies are over, and in case of 36 size, you can observe that remaining how many number of garments need to be produced? 18 garments need to be produced. So these 18 garments are going to be clubbed in the next marker. We will see that. And the second marker we have prepared is 38 size and 44 size. So now 44 size ordered quantity is 25. So this 25 is going to be completed in the particular ordered quantity. And you can see that 38 size total ordered quantity is 90, and out of that 90, 65 is remaining, because already 25 garments are produced in the second marker. And in the third marker, 40 and 42 size we are going to prepare together, and we are going to lay the 55 number of plies, so that 40 size is going to be completed. So total how many markers are prepared in first step is 3 markers, that is 36 and 46 combination, 38, 44 combination, 40 and 42 combination. Okay. So by these we are going to complete 40 size, 44 size and 46 size number of garments. Now remaining is only 36, 38 and 42 size. Now 36 and 42 and 38 are together. We have now 36 and 38 sizes are clubbing together, and we are producing like that. So you can see that by 4 different steps, out of these 4 different steps we are going to complete all the ordered quantities. From this, we are going to complete total ordered quantity by preparing how many markers total? Total 6 markers are required to complete the order. So markers I have shown in the combination of sizes in one marker. So in one marker 36, 46, 38, 44, 40, 42, like that. Total 6 number of markers are there. So total we need to prepare the 6 number of markers so that you will going to complete the whole ordered quantity given by the customer. So this is a small example to know that how we can plan the layout or how we can plan ordered quantity and how we can prepare the marker to complete the ordered quantity. Okay. So after preparation of the marker, we are going to spread how many number of plies are required to get the complete order. We are going to say, for example, 36, 46 size. We are going to make 20 plies. So these 20 plies are going to be completed one particular size, that is 46 size. Okay. So remaining in the 36 size, you can observe that the 36 size still we need to prepare 80 number of garments because 20 plies are done. So in one marker we have 2 sizes only. So we are going to complete total 20 number of garments into the particular marker by using the 20 plies. Okay. So similarly, all the markers are going to be prepared and we are going to complete the order. This is the one example how we can plan the layout as per the customer given. Okay, as per the ordered quantity, as per the color wise, how we can complete the order, okay, by layout planning. This is the one of the example. Okay, and the cutting room management system is one of the most thing and important thing. So several companies offer computerized management system which eliminates all manual paperwork. They organize, schedule and monitor all the garment cutting processes in the cutting room. Okay. So simple like one system we are using to control all the activities of a cutting room. Okay. And the management system ensures completion of following work steps. Okay. One is processing of production order, export and transfer the data, calculation of most efficient marker combination for each order. Okay. So this management system, that is a PDM also, we can say that the PDM also one of the software we are using to control all these. Okay. And estimation of fabric requirements for purchasing and allocation purpose, and generating a cutting schedule synchronized with the plan for further sieving processes, and supervising the cutting room to monitor the optimal state of every workstation or machine and process the production dockets to the workstation or machines, assessing their workloads, delivering planned work tasks to the spreading and cutting equipment, monitoring the productivity of a machines and the department completely. Okay, so the management system is going to look after all these whatever the parameters we have given. These are the few things, and apart from these also the more activities like man-to-man observations, departmental observations, line-wise observations, okay, quality insurances, okay, everything is going to be monitored by the management system. And automation of lay planning process. Now, the marker preparation is one of the steps where we are going to prepare the markers in two ways, like one is called as manual marker and the second one is called as by using the CAD system we are preparing the marker. Okay. So you can see that CutPlan software is developed by the following companies. So there are so many softwares which are available to plan the cut order plan or layout planning. Cut order planning or layout planning are both are same. Okay. So cut order planning or layout planning. Okay. So there are softwares which are going to be used to prepare the cut order planning or layout planning. So you can see that I have listed here Lectra, Gerber Technologies, FK Group, Optitex, CutPlan. Okay, so there are few softwares to control all the cut order planning and layout plannings. You can see here general characteristics of the marker making process. So if high quality components are to be cut, all the specific qualities of fabric throughout its length and within each roll must be taken into account. Nothing but the quality requirements of the fabric. So if the fabric is having some faults or anything, so any damages in the fabric, it leads to the completely like the reduction in the marker making process, or the productivity and productivity of the preparatory process, that is cutting room and the spreading, is going to be reduced. Because again, if we have the components which is having the faults, again we need to go for the recutting process. So it will take more time and more manpower, and as well as the fabric also going to be damaged if the cutting process has been completed. And only the general qualities of fabrics can be determined for a sample: thickness, width, pattern, nap and width of the selvages are going to be considered. Then specific qualities of the fabric, such as changes in width, differing color shades, faults can all only be the recording and after the inspection of the fabric rolls used in the particular order. So these are the few characteristics I have given in the for marker making process. You can see here the width of the marker is calculated using following principles. So marker width is equal to fabric width minus selvage width minus K. K is nothing but the safety allowance. Safety allowance nothing but, so generally 1 to 2 centimeter for woven fabrics we are going to keep for the safety allowance. What is the safety allowance? While cutting the fabric components or cut components, so we need to have in between the two components, while placing or while preparing the marker, we need to keep some safety allowance so that the cutting can be done properly. Okay. And for elastic or knitted fabrics, 2 to 4 centimeter we are going to keep. Okay. And the safety allowance K takes into account probably irregularities during the spreading process. Sometimes what will happen? So the tension is going to be applied onto the fabric, or more tension or stretch can be occurred to the fabric. So during that process, the fabric is going to be relaxed after the spreading. So during spreading, it is not possible to align the fabric plies perfect precision, and the width of the fabric may change slightly. Okay, the width of the fabric also going to may change slightly. So that is why we are going to keep a small allowance of the fabric. Okay, so after that we are going to place the marker and cutting can be done. And you can see here finally the influence of textile material properties on the marker making process. Okay, so what are the material properties are going to affect on the marker making processes? Now, plain fabrics without nap, fabrics with patterns in one direction only, fabrics with stripe patterns. If these stripe patterns are there, we need to have like more time, or we need to spend more time and prepare the marker. So these grain lines has to be matched for checks patterns and the stripes patterns, and fabrics with large and regular repeating patterns also somehow we need to spend more time, and it is going to influence the marker making process. And these are the few things I have listed out how these properties are going to be influencing the marker making processes. Till this, we have discussed about what is exactly the layout planning, and we have seen that one of the example of layout planning is. So you just practice it. I am going to give you some of examples, few examples. So it is not like that the marker which is prepared you is completely the same, and someone else, if the marker same ordered quantities, if you consider same ordered quantities, if you prepare the marker and someone else prepared the marker, it should not be both same, because the idea or to planning these markers or preparing the markers are going to be different from man to man. Okay, so that is why I am going to give you the same ordered quantities, how we can plan A and plan B is. Okay, so you can see here one of the example I have given. So this is the first lay plan. Okay, and you can see that the sizes and ordered quantity, 38 size to 54 size we have given, and you can see that the total ordered quantities like a 15 for 38 size, 40 size 20, 42 size 30, like that 54 size 10. So the total ordered quantities are given here. So as per these ordered quantities, we are going to plan, okay, we are going to plan the markers. So what is the marker consisting of? So you can see that, you can observe that the marker is consisting of how many number of sizes. So in one marker, first marker, 42 size, 44, 46 and 48, we are going to club together to make a one marker, and the ordered quantities, by considering the ordered quantities, so the minimum is 30 number of plies or 30 number of lays are going to be done on the spreading table, and remaining, whatever the remaining ordered quantity is there, it is shown in the table. So 15, 20, 0, 0, 0 nothing but for one marker 30 number of layers, 30 is completed, 30 also completed for 40 to 44, and 35 for 46 is there. Still we need to prepare 5 garments in particular marker. So like that the ordered quantities are given and remaining ordered quantities also given. So remaining ordered quantities, from that we are going to prepare again the second marker, then again the third marker, then again the fourth marker. So that till the completion of ordered quantity, we are going to prepare the marker as per the ordered quantities given. Okay, and this is one of the example, and you can see that the same ordered quantities, order plan is going to be different. Planning of these particular ordered quantities are going to be different. Marker is going to be different. Okay, so marker of particular is going to be different. So you do one thing. So here I have not given the marker. So the marker consisting of what? So you please identify which marker in one marker. Now marker number 1, what are the different sizes are there in one marker, and second marker, what are the different sizes are there, third marker, how many, what are the different sizes of garments are there. So you please identify and write in the by seeing this chart. Okay, so this is the second plan, and you can observe that there is a third example problem. If the ordered quantities are same, 200, 200, 200 for different sizes, 30, 32, 40 up to 40 sizes, and you can see that what is the availability maximum. You can go for 47 number of plies. Okay, so 47 number of plies, how many number of garments are going to be produced? Okay, and for 108 particular size, 108 is the maximum. Then in that case, how we can complete your ordered quantities? So these are like 2 plans which are given for particular ordered quantity. Okay, so these are the few examples, and you can just practice the layout planning examples. Okay, so that you will understand more. Okay, so this is how we can plan the layout and the ordered quantities for given ordered quantities from the customer. Okay, so particularly this session we have discussed about what is exactly the lay planning, what is exactly the lay planning, what are the constraints to be considered while preparing the marker and lay planning or cut order planning, and we have seen that what are the influencing parameters. Okay, and we have seen few examples of layout planning. Okay, so this is up to this, your layout planning is over. So in the next section we will discuss few more things about the apparel production planning and control. So till this, thanks for listening. Bye.